Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me, once again, is my girlfriend, Carol. My present girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
How much has been a good week here? It is July 12th, 1997.
Good job. I know it's a struggle.
Yeah, apparently it's a struggle to be here, too.
Hey, I was very sick.
Yeah, you were feeling under the weather.
I'm really sorry. That was the first time that I ever missed recording an episode.
I know, in what, like 4 years?
Yeah. So
It's not bad.
everybody gets a sick day once in a while.
That's right. And we're no exception. Speaking of sick days, though, I think every actor in this movie took a sick day.
They should have.
We're going to get right into it. So I do have the Metro Times, but I didn't see anything that I was like super like interested in right away. So we'll probably do some news next week.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to do some news.
You used to hate the news. You used to hate me doing the news. Why are we talking about this? Why? But now you love the news.
Because a lot of times it was boring.
What? The
Like
news?
the stuff that we were talking about back when I was complaining about it. It was boring.
I just got better at picking interesting news.
Correct.
It's just me. It's all me.
Well, I mean, I don't pick the news.
I don't pick the news either. Pick the stories, but I don't make the news.
Oh, sure. That's what they all say. I know.
What?
I know you're. I know you're back there pulling the puppet strings.
Oh my
somehow.
God! Wow.
It is all your fault.
Me and the Rothschilds.
Right.
We're anti-Semites.
What?
No, those people that think like the Rothschilds like rule everything, they're anti-Semitic.
Oh.
Like, you know, because the Jews run.
I don't even know who the Rothschilds are. I was just doing yes and.
I think they're like diamond. Yeah, good. Keep doing it. I think they're like diamond miners or something. I don't know. They're one of those rich families.
Okay.
You know, like the like I don't know.
Fords.
Sure, like the Fords or the Hiltons or the fucking Habsburgs.
I've never heard of the Habsburgs.
And the McCoys.
Anyway. Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. I'll tell you what. You know what the best thing about this movie is?
It's over?
That's definitely correct. But the best thing about this movie is it doesn't lie to you. In this movie, there is Batman. And there is Robin.
There is. You're correct on that.
Right from the beginning, I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
Because the beginning of this movie, for some reason, features a like quick cut, you know, interspersed with like sound like shing 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 action of them getting ready, Batman and Robin, and like close-ups on bat butts, close-ups on bat crotch, close-up on bat chest, complete with nipples. Carol, would you believe that the director of this movie claims that he's slept with 1,000 men?
Oh, I thought you said 10,000.
10,000 men?
And yeah.
Whatever.
I can believe
it's
it.
the Will Chamberlain of gay directors.
Yeah, he definitely enjoyed those costumes.
It was crazy. Joel Schumacher.
So, I mean, yeah, that was a little whatever.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
But then it got even, like, weirder.
Everything about this movie is weird.
Like, they were, like, chasing somebody for a diamond, and there was hockey players on ice.
Right,
like,
exactly.
It doesn't make sense. Like,
it doesn't make a sense. You're right.
Anything.
It's so angry you become Italian again. It doesn't make a sense. Why? Why is this a movie?
But, like, I don't even know, like, where they were. And, like, it took me forever to figure out what they were doing. And it was just not good.
Oh, yeah. Where they go. Like, the locations in this is I'll get to that in a minute. But, yes. Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
So they take one of the best villains from Batman the Animated Series, Heart of Ice, Nora. My heart is cold, but my emotions are fiery hot. They won a fucking Emmy, a daytime Emmy for writing for that episode, Paul Dini.
That's amazing.
And they take that storyline and they reduce it to Arnold Schwarzenegger going, money diamonds,
You know, it's just upsetting. Like, there's all these really good actors and a good actress.
Hey, you see the cast list, and you're like, okay, so it's no longer Valid Kilmore, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's George Clooney.
Right.
Chris O'Donnell's in this as Robin. He's a carryover. The great Michael Gough, British actor. It's been with this franchise since the beginning, since Batman 1989.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's only been 8 years. That's one thing I want to talk about. But anyway, there's lots I want to talk about. But so those people, right? Uma Thurman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Vivica A. Fox is in this for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's insane. They're all good actors, and you would expect a good performance, but it's all not good. There's nothing good about it.
And there's no good performances.
No. And it's like, I mean, I know it's a comic book movie, but they did it like an actual comic book come to life.
Yes.
It's like a cartoon.
That's the mistake.
Yeah.
So, Tim Burton, say what you will about what a freak he is. But 1989, like I said, it's only been 8 years.
Right.
Dark, gritty, like, you know, it's like, oh, Batman's real and he's scary, you know, like.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then they do Batman Returns, which is weird, fucked up. I kind of like it, though. But it's a weird movie. And then they were like, we can't sell McDonald's toys because you have a movie where Danny DeVito bites a guy's nose off and it gushes blood. And he's eating like raw fish in the sewer. We can't sell McDonald's toys based on that. So you're fired. So fuck off. And they get Joel Schumacher, who does Batman Forever, which we covered on this show.
Also bad.
A couple of years ago. With Jim Carrey, like, I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
The Riddler. Yeah, I mean, that one was actually still a little bit better than this one, but they were both bad.
It was better, and I liked Val Kilmer. I think so Michael Keaton was a good Batman, and, I mean, an okay Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer was a really good Batman, and a not very good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
George Clooney's like a really good Bruce Wayne, but he's not a good Batman. And he's Batman for most of the movie.
And he doesn't do Batman. He just uses, I'm George Clooney and this is my voice. And exactly. Batman always has a voice. Batman's always got the deeper.
Because it's supposed to be like two different people.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Not quite split personality, but like he's fucking like psychologically damaged. Well, the death of his parents.
And he's trying to hide his identity, so he's also masking his voice that way. But not this Batman.
No, this Batman's just like, aren't I fucking charming in this fucking bat costume?
Right.
At one point, he pulls out a credit card. A Batman credit card with a bat logo on it. Says it's good for forever. And he's like, and there's a cha-ching sound. And when he pulls it out, and he says, I'd never leave the Batcave without it or whatever, like the fucking American Express card.
Yeah.
Where did he get that? I mean, is that like, it's like, Did he just get that made up as like a prop? Did Alfred just like is Alfred just humoring him, or did he fucking secure this from a bank? Because if he did, then this bank 100% knows that Bruce Wayne's Batman.
No, yeah.
I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, he's got to fill out Social Security forms, stuff like that. This is more ridiculous than the fact that he was just in a jury in the last movie.
He was in a jury?
Just listening to... Or no, in a courtroom, just listening to a trial.
Oh.
But yeah, they're at the fucking circus, like, opening stuff up. They're at the openings of multiple events. Batman and Robin in this movie for some reason.
Because they're like celebrities.
I guess it's weird, though.
I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, the whole movie is weird. And...
Too many villains.
And I hate the villains. Like, okay, Mr. Freeze...
Terrible.
Only speaks in puns.
That's another big problem with the writing of this movie is god-awful.
Yeah, it's just terrible dialogue throughout.
Akiva Goldsmith is the name of the writer. I predict he will never get a fucking job writing in Hollywood ever again.
Yeah,
because
probably.
It's terrible.
I mean, I hope he doesn't. I don't want to sit through any more of his shit.
Yeah, it's awful. It's like you said, every line from Mr. Freeze is a pun. And some of them don't even really make sense as a pun.
Yeah.
You know, like he'll be like, chill out, you know, which is whatever, right? He's like, you know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! No, not really.
Yeah, he's like obsessed with cold, which, you know, that doesn't make any sense with his backstory. Like, he was a normal dude.
Yeah, he was like, they got footage of him in Junior in a lab coat. And then they just fling him into some fucking liquid nitrogen or whatever.
Yeah. It's weird. And I don't know. The whole thing. And then his wife, like...
Nora!
I don't get what his plan there is. I don't know why...
He wants to save her.
She's dressed up and wearing, like, a necklace and everything. Like, she's, like, in a display case. Like, it's weird.
She has a disease.
So she's in a display case? That's weird.
Just like Walt Disney. No, she's got some sort of vague, weird disease that Alfred also has.
Yeah. I wonder why they decided to kill off Alfred.
They didn't. They cured him. That was a big plot of this movie.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The fuck?
My mind wandered a little bit here and there.
I guess so. You lost track of an entire character in the movie.
No, I remember now that you said it.
Yeah, because he took out those blue vials and said, take two and call me in the morning.
And then Batman just knew to give it to him intravenously without any directions.
How did he not know it was supposed to be in a mist?
Right, or swallowed.
Right?
I don't know.
We all know how Alfred likes to swallow.
Oh, jeez, come
on. Okay, so the villains. Mr. Freeze. Like I said, one of the best villains they ever created, and they ruined him. Fine, whatever. I don't read the comic books that much, so I don't know a whole lot about Bane. But the boss from Gremlins 2, I guess, gets funded by the Wayne Foundation, at least for a while, to do research in a Gothic castle in fucking the middle of the jungle in South America.
It's weird that there is a Gothic castle in the middle of the jungle, but sure.
Yeah. And this set, like all the sets in this movie, is insane and impractical and not at all how a real lab would look or anything. So Uma Thurman's working there, trying to protect plants or whatever. This is also fucking weird.
Yeah.
She's taking venom and stuff like that from the deadliest animals in the world and trying to mix it with plants so that they take on the attributes of these predators or whatever.
Yeah,
so they can protect themselves.
She was already kind of weird and evil, even before she became the villain.
I mean, weird, but like, I don't know. She wants to protect the environment, I guess. But anyway, so she hears. First of all, she's just monologuing to the camera, basically just saying like, I'd be so much farther in my research if not for the fact that all my venom goes over to beyond this door. What's he doing behind this door? And then she just opens the door.
Yeah.
And he says, the boss from Gremlins 2 says, Mr. Clamp, says, members of the Ununited Nations?
What?
That's what he calls them.
Okay.
Ununited Nations.
Weird.
Instead of the United Nations. Feel like there was a better phrase for that.
I'm sure.
But anyway, so he's like, we've got, we can make these super soldiers with all this venom. And he fills some dude with venom, and that becomes Bane.
Yeah, and he like hulks out and no longer speaks coherently.
No.
So, whatever.
He's a mindless meat puppet.
Yeah.
Essentially. Well, apparently will serve whomever, because Mr. Clamp tries to kill Poison Ivy, or tries to kill Uma Thurman's character, whatever her name is, and she turns into Poison Ivy and kills him, and then it's just like, Bane, baby, let's get on a plane.
Did she use her pheromones on him? Because
I don't know, but that's another weird thing too. Like, when did pheromones come into play? Like, she was using toxins and stuff like that.
Well, she's got toxic lips now.
Yeah.
It's very weird. She's set up to entice, kiss, and kill.
Right.
It's very, very, like,
You know
fucked up thing to happen from just some chemicals being spilled on you, yeah.
Right. You know what else is weird, though? Is that we, later in the movie, we learn that they flew commercial from South America. And we just see them, like, she's wearing, like, a shawl. Like, they just look ridiculous. Like, they came out of the fucking Casablanca or something like that.
Right.
When they landed. But what was that plane ride like? With this hulking fucking monster. Bane on a plane.
I don't think he'd fit in a seat.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, there's those two. And she decides that she wants to hook up with Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, she's
and
obsessed.
I guess because she wants to fuck him?
That does seem to be the way of it, yeah.
Why?
I don't know, and like, she can't kiss anybody without killing them, so that's going to make her sex life interesting.
Right. No foreplay.
Right?
It seems like they would be at odds because he wants to freeze the entire world, killing all of Mother Nature, and she wants to save Mother Nature.
Yeah, but see, he wants to kill the people, and she wants the plants to take over. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, it kind of works, except that I don't think anybody's thinking about the fact that, it will kill the plants if he freezes everything.
I don't think anybody's thinking about anything.
Oh, and that's
including the writers, the directors, the actors.
Right. That's the other thing, too. She wants them to be Adam and Eve to, repopulate the world. Like, why do you have to make it so that you're the only people on Earth? Do you have no confidence that he would ever sleep with you otherwise? Like,
because she's a female, so therefore her motivation to be evil or whatever must be to get laid. She wants a man. That's the only motivation she could have because she's a female.
Okay.
What the what? What is with your face?
Well, I'm just thinking about, what you said, and it doesn't really... She has motivation for the plants.
Kind of. But eventually all she really fucking cares about is fucking this Mr. Freeze.
I guess. She kills his wife.
Oh, no, she
pretends to kill his wife or whatever.
She attempts to kill his wife.
Yeah. She wants to kill his wife.
And blames it on Batman.
Yeah. And then that makes Mr. Freeze want to kill him.
Right. Until he learns the truth. Because Batman was recording. But I guess Batman just records all his conversations.
Yeah.
How did he know she was going to say that?
Well, maybe he was recording her, like, hoping she'd say it, I guess.
It's
not
like
that,
in Spaceballs. He doesn't even prompt her to say it. It's like in Spaceballs when he's just like, let me show you the earlier in the movie, Mr. Freeze. Just rewind it here.
Right.
That's basically what he does.
It's not good. And then Alicia Silverstone, her character, she just randomly shows up to be with Uncle Alfred. Like,
she's from England and has no English accent.
And she starts hanging with, like, the villains on the street, like the minions of the bad guys doing, like, street racing and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's what the whole of Gotham City seems to just be inhabited by...
It's a fucking nightmare world.
Weird, day-glow minion people.
Yeah, they just... You're right. Like, Poison Ivy gets a new hideout, and there's just, like you said, like a fucking Dayglow gang just hanging out with, like, neon chains they're trying to hurt people with.
It's all weird.
Batman is doing a shitty job at protecting this city.
Yes.
This started out as a regular 1930s city, or whatever vague timeline city that they were in, and now Gotham is just a shithole.
Yeah. For sure.
Like, he is doing a terrible job as Batman.
Well, he dropped his voice and everything.
So. Yeah, exactly.
He must have been more interested in making his new, costume and stuff.
Yeah, he has dropped the ball in every conceivable way.
But then, like, Alicia Silverstone eventually, like, at the end of the movie becomes, what, Batgirl? Yeah. Like, why? Why do we need another one? I mean, I guess she's in the comics or whatever, but...
They fucking sped run through that, too. But in the comics, she's the daughter of Commissioner Gordon. She's Barbara Gordon. So they completely change her, whatever, like, her relation.
Weird.
Yeah. But, yeah, they really, like I said, they really sped run her fucking ascendance to Batwoman, by the way. Or Batgirl or whatever. I think she says Batgirl. Where... She finds this thing that Alfred made, and it's just like, then she finds the Batcave. It's all these secrets and everything, right? About Batman and all that stuff. And then she finds the Batcave, and Alfred's just on a fucking computer, and he's like, oh, I thought you'd find this Batcave. Here, I made you a suit. Here's fucking, everything you need to know. Go ahead.
Yeah. If that's what they wanted, then why not just tell her?
If that's what Alfred wanted?
Well, I'm assuming Batman and Robin consented to this.
Why would you assume that?
Because they didn't hardly bat an eye when she joins them dressed in that costume.
Because they're dumb. Because it's poorly written.
I guess. I mean,
they had no idea Alfred was doing that. He did that all on his own.
You got to make assumptions to make the shitty movie work.
How? The other thing is Alfred is apparently making these suits. What kind of weird fucking fetish does Alfred have, by the way, that he's making anatomically correct suits? But, like, he's making all the suits and shit? When did this become a thing?
I don't know. I mean, he does everything for Batman, so...
I guess.
I mean, according to his niece, he's miserable and...
He's not, though.
Well, yeah, and eventually that gets cleared up, but...
Yeah. And at one point, she starts fighting Poison Ivy, and she's like, oh, girls like you give us a bad name. Like, all of a sudden, it's a feminist, like, fight.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Because she's using her sexuality and her looks to get ahead or whatever. That's what she says.
Wow.
It's like, okay. I mean, I don't understand how Poison Ivy's whole thing happened. What?
Said way to shame someone.
Right.
Poison Ivy's whole what thing happened?
Well, she went from being this, like, frumpy, geeky scientist lady, and then she, becomes Poison Ivy, and she's all, like, sexy and stuff.
Are you drunk?
No.
You look drunk.
What the fuck?
Yeah, well, we didn't get to know her at all.
Yeah.
She was on screen as not Poison Ivy for the entirety of about 4 minutes.
It was interesting to briefly see Uma Thurman not made up nice.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, because she always looks so nice, and then I was like, whoa, she's not nice looking, but, I mean, she is, but they did a really good job
put
making...
glasses on her. What a fucking dog.
And they did weird things to her hair and stuff. And her outfit.
Yeah.
Just saying, she's usually a knockout, and she wasn't for those 4 minutes. It was interesting.
Yeah, but then she became Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
And started doing... she was doing something. She was making some choices. She was making some acting choices out there. I don't know exactly what she was doing, but she had this whole like Eartha Kitt kind of like, hey boys.
Yeah, at least she did a voice.
Yeah,
unlike Alicia Silverstone and George Clooney, who were just
Alicia
doing themselves.
Silverstone cashed a paycheck. That's what she did in this movie.
Right.
That is the entire... She walked through this movie.
Oh, yeah.
She put no effort into this at all.
I don't think any of them did.
I think Chris O'Donnell was trying to.
Yeah.
And I think George Clooney was at least tried to be a professional somehow amongst all this fucking madness. But I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it was disorienting. And it was 2 hours long. Like, it wasn't just a bad movie, it was a long bad movie.
It was too long.
Yeah, it felt like 3 hours.
But yeah, everything's like bright and fucking like, I don't understand. Oh, that's the other thing about Gotham City. Why is there just giant fucking Greek-style statues everywhere?
I don't know.
It's like in the middle of a fucking bridge where cars can drive on it. Just this giant statue just wedged in the middle of a city. At one point, they go to an observatory that is a giant statue holding in its hands the building that's the observatory. How do you get up there? So just a fucking, you walk in the foot and there's a giant fucking elevator that goes all the way up? Most impractical, stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, Gotham City always looks a little different, but they took it to another level.
They took it to a ridiculous level.
Yeah.
And does falling kill anyone in this universe?
Apparently not.
I mean, at one point, Batman and Robin jump out of a rocket that's going to space.
Oh, yeah, that was
doors
the worst.
to surf the sky, and then eventually they're just okay.
Yeah, and they don't even have anything to help them, like, to breathe and stuff, which they would need,
Just
for
an
sure.
easily survivable situation, Carol.
Where did they even get the fucking rocket? Like,
It was Mr. Freeze's rocket.
but I mean, like, where does Mr. Freeze get a rocket? Unless you're NASA, you don't have a rocket.
Are you asking, where does he get those wonderful toys?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. No clue. So like Batman, the original Batman 1.
Batman 1989.
Right. Like I said, it's still kind of comic booky.
Yeah.
But it's more
a little.
It's more grounded in reality, and even though it's like a hyper reality, but it's more like just kind of not serious. It's still a fun, good movie, but it's not insane. Mm-hmm. This is like a Technicolor nightmare.
Right.
And just going from there to this, in this short of a period of time, this movie was garbage.
It was awful.
It's one of the worst. I can honestly say I think this is one of the worst written movies I have ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
It's a failure and I've seen Howard the Duck, and I've seen the Garbage Pail Kids movie. This is This is more poorly written than the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
I didn't see that movie, but I've heard you talk about it, and I have to say, no.
Wow. Nice to have a strong opinion on a movie you've never seen.
It sounded so awful.
It's not good.
But
I'm at a loss.
I don't even know if kids like this movie.
No one liked this movie. This movie is for no one. Insane people. Joel Schumacher, I guess.
Was
a rubber fetish, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, at least he got to look at the, nipples and rubber.
Good for you, Joel Schumacher.
Congratulations.
You killed fucking Batman.
You wasted 2 hours of my life is what you did.
There's no way they're making another Batman movie after this, right?
I sure hope not.
This is the fourth one, and they have to be fucking done now, right?
I mean, I'm personally done. If they release any more, I don't want to see them.
And I can't even imagine movies based on comic books. They're fucking done. Like, there was, for a time, 70s, then through the 80s, with Batman and everything. Superman, Batman, they were big.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, big hit, Howard the Duck. Tim Robbins. But they were big. They were like big blockbuster movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking garbage. And they did that one with Shaq.
I don't know what movie.
Awful. Steel, it's called.
I didn't see that.
Just a bunch of shitty movies based on comic books. So I have to think that idea is gone now. Making movies based on comic books. They're not going to do any more of those.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe the people who really, really love the comics will still want to see them on the screen, even though the movies suck. Who knows?
Yeah, well, they're not going to be big blockbuster movies like this anymore. I mean, that ship has sailed.
Yes.
But I have nothing else to say about this piece of shit, do you?
No.
All right, well, then let's get going.
All right, so you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.